Good morning. I'm just doing a little things around the garden. My rhubarb was getting brown spot, so I had to prune it all off. And hopefully the neem max will take care of the rest. We have a lot of beans. We may have beans with meatloaf tonight. I'm making meatloaf tonight. We have, let's see here. Yeah, now I can't see one. But they're all in here. Ready. Many are ready to be picked. There's one, but it's not really ready. Yeah, look at there. We can have some beans tonight for supper. My cosmos, I pulled some more out because they just don't look good. I don't know if they didn't like being sprayed with the fertilizer or if they didn't like being sprayed with the fungicide. I don't know if they didn't like that. Some plants just don't like to be messed with. Some just don't like being fertilizer, like the nasturtium up front. It likes poor soil. It don't want to be messed with. It doesn't want to be babied. It doesn't want fertilizer or nothing like that. You just put it in a pot and let it go. And hopefully there's not very much nutrients in your soil because they don't like it. But they're doing okay. I don't think I'm going to put them out front next year. I think they're very pretty, but I think they probably belong on a trellis or something, and maybe they would do a lot better. So we'll try that next year. I do like them. It's just they don't put on a show like my petunias do up there. But look at the black-eyed Susans. They're just so gorgeous. You know, if nothing else grows, I have these. We're working to get some more sunlight in here because it's just really bad. Yesterday, I was outside and I noticed that at 2:44, the back of the garden there, or the front, whichever you want to call it, this is actually the back of the garden. It wasn't even getting sunlight yet at 2:44 p.m. So they are very slow. I mean, they'll ripen, they'll grow. It's just they need the sunlight to really do well. This was still shaded at 2:44 p.m., so that means it's not even getting the sunlight that it needs. But my son is supposed to come and take down this mimosa tree in the middle. We've been wanting to take it down. It's just we have plenty of mimosa trees, and I think that will help with the filtering of sun in here. And then we've talked about taking this limb down too. My husband really doesn't want to take many branches off of it. He doesn't want it to die. It is an old tree, and it's one of those that people say, oh, it's not a very long-lived tree. Well, this tree is over 20 years old, perfectly straight. It's a perfect tulip poplar tree. It's beautiful when it blooms out, but it just ended up shading my whole garden. When we first started this garden back here, 17, 18 years ago, I can't believe it's been that long. This was all sun. This was full sun back here, all of it. But then the trees grew up and they had branches. When you make a bed in your yard, you need to really be sure of where you're putting it. And sometimes it's going to be like, oh, I don't really like it there, but that's where all the sun is, and it really makes a difference. Like my son and daughter-in-law, they are so excited this year. And he came over yesterday and he says, Mom, you got lots of tomatoes on here. He says, and our bell peppers are this high, much higher than ours. And I said, yeah, because we just don't get the sun like you guys do. You guys are in full sun, which is perfect. But, you really want to make sure where you're putting your garden. If you're going to have it a long-lived garden, and you're going to want trees in your yard for shade, because you do need that too. It's so nice to be able to sit in your yard and in the summertime with some nice shade and a cool breeze. I think Lucy was chasing something. She's desperately looking for a locust. Anyway, you just really want to make sure where you're placing that garden, if it's for long term or short term. If it's going to be in the shade, if you're just going to get shaded much, how much shade, how much sun, all of that comes into factor, because these are sun-loving. Most vegetation for vegetables are sun-loving, and they need a lot of sun. They need at least 6 hours, and these are not near getting them. And it's just going to get worse as the days shorten now. If we can get a little more sun out of cutting down this tree, I think it will help, because look where the sun is right now. It's straight, it's almost straight up, and it is, what time is it? I think it's about 10. It's 10:20. And if that tree was gone, this sun would be coming right through here. It would help so much. Oh, I just want that tree down. I want to take it down. Don't make me get my little hand saw and saw that tree down. But anyway, I'm just moseying around a little bit. I cut off some more status to dry. Everything is really pretty. It's just not as far as it needs to be. It needs to be a little farther down the road, like my cone flowers. I just have like 3 or 4 cone flowers coming up, and look, they're still pretty small. I mean, we have a couple, 3 months to go through. They'll come up, but it's just they're taking their time. I think there's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's just 3 this year. And they'll get up. These asters here just aren't growing very well. I took them from the front so they could get more sun. Well, they're not getting much sun right now, but these asters are pretty. They're very pretty. I have yellow and pink, and I have a purple over here. So how perfect is that to have different colors? Gomphrena, I'm going to plant. I did get packet of a mix of colors of Gomphrena. I really love it because it just stays bloomed. I can't remember how long it's been. I think they started blooming 2 months ago. They were little, but they just stay that way for a long time, and I love that. You don't have to mess with them much, and you can use them. You can cut them to put in arrangements and vases, and they stay pretty. So anyway, I have work to do. I'm just going to take these and go lay them on the table in the greenhouse. And I have some stuff to plant in a very sunny place. Maybe I should put my tomatoes over there. And I've thought about it, but I have something else that needs to be planted there that I want to try this year. So I'm just going to put these on my shelf. They get plenty of air. I had to repot my primrose. This poor primrose has been through so much, but she keeps growing back. But she gets infested with bugs and flies, and she keeps growing back though. I'm hoping I can get to where the bugs aren't so attracted to her. I spray her a little bit, but I don't want to spray her to death. This is what I need. I might need my tub today. I might get to use my tub for green beans. I think it'll be close to filling it, but I might be able to use it anyway. Get a few things in there. Might even have a tomato. Might even see a red potato. Oh, I dug down the other day and I found some red potatoes. I'm like, oh, that's so pretty. Can a potato be pretty? I think so. When you're growing them yourself, you know they're going to be so good because they're so fresh right out of the garden. So So I can't wait. But I did. Where did I go? Where was that? For here? I think it was over here. Looked like I've dug up over here a little bit. I can't tell. I can't tell where I was. Good grief. I can't remember where well, let me see if I can find that. There. Right there. In the... Okay, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to cover it back up and leave it. My husband says, you get too excited and want to hurry. And I'm like, I know. He says, you're not going to have any potatoes and you're not going to have any onions if you keep picking them out. And they're not very big yet. But sometimes I found a onion just sitting on the top of the dirt. So I just chopped it up and when we had tacos the other night. Okay, I got these mimosa trees just grow like crazy. They are very obnoxious. But I do like them. They're so pretty. And the hummingbirds like them. We were talking last night, we haven't really seen a hummingbird this year. Not even on the neighbors, and she had her hummingbird feeder up, and I don't do that because Simba just waits underneath it and jumps up and grabs them in her mouth. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get busy here and go have some fun. Maybe plant a few of those plants. It's so sunny and hot over there now. Oh, I waited too long this morning. I just couldn't get around. So I'll hold this for later and maybe do it this evening because it does get shaded and very nice over there. But the thing of it is, in the evening, the bugs are so... In the morning, the bugs aren't so bad. They haven't woke up yet. But in the afternoon, they're busy. I'll have to spray and around me so I don't get bit a million times and do a little planting this evening. I'll see you then, you guys. You have a great afternoon. Bye-bye. I'm going to pick some beans tonight for supper with the meatloaf. So we'll make it quick. Okay, this might be enough for us to get a few bites. You know, it might make a couple servings. But the the potatoes were too small. I'm not going to dig any of them up. They're growing, and I'm going to let them grow. They got a couple more, maybe 2-3 more weeks, and they'll be big. They'll be big to pick. So when I went in there and I seen some and one was really tiny, I'm like, no, I'm not going to disturb that. We'll just let them grow. But we have enough beans for tonight, and we'll have meatloaf, and I have cauliflower. No, I have broccoli. We'll have broccoli and green beans. So we'll have a lot of green and a little bit of brown with some red sauce on top, my Heinz 57 meatloaf. All right, y'all have a great day. I hope you're enjoying your gardens, and whether it's flowers or vegetables or both, I hope you're enjoying them tremendously. Have a wonderful day, you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.